You are watching ABC7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. The Florida Senate debating a bill today aimed at making schools safer. It comes in the wake of that deadly shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland.
As the Senate debates, family members who lost loved ones rally outside the high school. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest.
Families who lost loved ones in the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School say they're determined to make sure their sons and daughters' legacies will be remembered, fighting for safer schools and challenging lawmakers to do the same.
What we want to know here is how we're going to make our kids safe, going to school every day, and not just our kids, all of your kids.
The Florida Senate's back in session today and feeling the pressure, debating a new school safety bill.
The Senate will be in order.
Lawmakers are struggling to find a compromise. They already argued for more than 8 hours during a rare special session in Tallahassee on Saturday. The proposed legislation would raise the minimum age to purchase a gun to 21 and impose a 3-day waiting period for gun purchases. But the major hang-up remains the school marshal program, a plan that would allow for some teachers to be armed in the classroom on a voluntary basis.
What do we want?
Change!
When do we want it?
Now!
What's not in this bill, a ban on assault and assault-style weapons, something that student activists in Parkland have been pushing for. An amendment that would have outlawed those weapons was voted down by the Senate last week. Next, the bill heads to the Republican-controlled House, where it's likely to face another uphill battle. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
A new plan kicked off in the Manatee County School District today, placing law enforcement and student resource officers in all 54 campuses. From now until the end of the school year, there will be one law enforcement officer in each elementary school. Each middle school will have a student resource officer, and each high school in the district will have both. The plan was put into place last week after schools in the district experienced a number of threats and lockdowns. Superintendent Dr. Diana Green says this is also a direct response to that tragic school shooting in Parkland on Valentine's Day.
This is a traumatic time in our history as public schools. What happened in Broward County was the worst school shooting at a high school, and I'm sure it's going to take a lot of time for our students to process that, a lot of time for our teachers and staff and our administrators to continue to process and ensure that we keep our students safe.
We're told officers are armed and have the authority to make an arrest. For this half of the school year, it's costing an estimated $40,000, and during the summer months, there will be training for more officers for the new school year.
A Sarasota City Commissioner says it's time City Hall takes a closer look at how it spends tax dollars. Despite increased property values and more money coming in, the city is facing a nearly $2 million budget shortfall. That means using reserves, cutting services, or raising taxes. At least one commissioner says he sees too much wasteful spending already. Hagan Brody says too much is being spent on the city-owned Bobby Jones golf course. Too many employees have assistants, and he says it's time to reevaluate spending.
With the economy the way it is, doing so well, we should really be in a position to lower taxes. And if we're still operating in a deficit with 9% growth last year, probably similar this year, we really need to start looking internally. Cuts aside, we really need to look at how we're spending our money and if we're doing it wisely.
We can expect more talk in the weeks ahead. The budget is not on today's commission meeting agenda.
In Tallahassee, a proposal that will ask voters to make it tougher for future state lawmakers to raise taxes barely cleared the Senate today. The Senate voted to approve the proposal 25-13. If approved in November, that measure would require 2/3 votes in the House and Senate to raise taxes or fees in the future, up from the usual majority votes. Democrats expressed concerns that the proposal would further shift tax burdens to local governments, leaving the state unable to keep up with environmental and educational needs and reduce services for families in need.
Were this to get on to the Constitution, this future legislatures would be in the position of being constrained when trying to address significant and real problems.
The measure will join a lengthy list of proposed constitutional amendments on the November ballot.
Ideal weather, I think most would agree. Maybe a little chilly in the mornings for some folks, but I think Floridians are enjoying the cooler weather. Let's get more on that with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Yes, temperatures well below average to start the mornings off, and it's going to stay that way too to tomorrow morning. Lows will be in the upper 40s while inland, low 50s right near the coast, and that's slightly below average. Big contrast to what we saw in the month of February. So March starting off rather cool, and it's not going to warm up all that much. We are going to see another cold front head our way. Right now it's producing some showers and thunderstorms, producing some tree damage there in East Texas. Earlier, southeast Arkansas getting some wind damage as a result of this cold front. This cold front will be marching in our direction over the next 48 hours and be on our doorstep, I think, on Wednesday morning, bringing with it a good chance of some much needed rainfall. Right now, it doesn't appear anything too rough at this point. 70 degrees are our current temps. It's gorgeous out there. Winds out of the west-northwest at 13. The pressure way up, the 30.03. That's still pretty high. And temperatures currently low 70s from Pensacola to Orlando, now in the mid-70s there. Key West at 74. And our evening planner looks to be really nice. Temperatures into the upper 50s to mid-50s by 11 o'clock. We'll have more on that front that moves through on Wednesday and another one on Sunday coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Bob. A Venice affordable housing project may be getting the green light. The Venetian Walk Phase 2 project has been in the works for nearly 10 years. That project relies on state money that is given in a lottery system, and for the last many years, Venice has not gotten a lucky number. After 5 tries to get the funding, state officials have finally given preliminary approval for that project. However, there's no word yet on when the funding needed will be available, nor when that project will actually start.
In an effort to curb arm injuries in youth baseball, the Florida High School Athletic Association mandated pitch limits for the first time last season. For more on what players, coaches, and a local doctor think of the rules, here's ABC7's Alan Cohn. Alan?
Scott, Florida is now one of 44 states with these types of rules, setting the maximum number of pitches a high school player can throw in one day and how many days off that player must take before pitching again. According to the American Institute of Sports Medicine, 5% of youth baseball players will suffer a serious arm injury within 10 years of playing. Several area coaches approve of the rule, and nearly 200 programs in the state are using an online app to help keep track of their pitchers. But as one local coach says, some programs can still fall through the cracks.
You're basically just going, on the honor system of what their scorekeeper is putting into Max Preps, which is the official site to keep the score.
But most good coaches actually really try. It's the youth coaches that we end up, I think, getting in a little bit more trouble.
Tonight on ABC7 at 7, we'll tell you more about the rules high school coaches and players say they will support and why limiting pitchers may only be a fraction of solving baseball's injury problem. Back to you.
They play all year round now, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to that tonight at 7. Thank you, Alan. Still to come in your Suncoast News.
A new study shows the number of children admitted to hospitals for opioid overdose has nearly doubled. Some ideas on how to protect them when we come back.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. his family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips. Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you.
It's California Closet's lighting and accessories sales event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
A new study finds that children overdosing on opioids has doubled. Mary Maloney explains why and how to prevent it in today's Health Minute.
A new study published in the journal Pediatrics says the number of children admitted to hospitals for opioid overdose has nearly doubled since 2004. Researchers believe many of these overdoses were likely caused by the child taking prescription medications after discovering them at home.
Since the end of December 2016, we have seen an amazing, alarming increase in the number of accidental overdose deaths.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says about 60,000 children end up in emergency rooms each year because they're ingesting medication while adults are not watching. Here's some ideas to protect them. Keep medicines out of children's reach and sight. Lock them up if you need to. Remember to always put them away immediately, even those daily vitamins you may take. Also, teach your child or children in your care about medicine safety. And never tell them medicine is candy. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, beautiful day on the beach today, albeit a chilly start this morning with temperatures in the 40s in places here along the Sun Coast, something we haven't had in a long time, but gorgeous sunshine and winds again. They're going to switch around to the south tomorrow after another cool start in advance of this cold front. This cold front's going to move through and bring us a real good chance of some rainfall, some much needed rain. And that last front that did bring us a cooler air didn't bring much rain at all, but this one will. I think we'll get a pretty good chance for some showers and not much thunderstorm activity. Right now, the Northeast is quiet, but this is all going to change over the upcoming days. So winter storm warnings and looks like advisories will be moving on into the Northeast due to this snowstorm right now. And this low pressure area is driving to the east. It's going to produce some very heavy snowfall totals, windy conditions too, blizzard like conditions anticipated for parts of the Dakotas tonight all the way up into Montana. And you can see this high wind warning across the central U.S. That same system will bring a cold front our way come Wednesday morning. That's our best chance for rain for this work week anyway. 70 currently our temperature. Dew points really low, 43. So another night of some pretty chilly air for our standards. Anyway, low temperatures will be into the upper 40s inland. This morning's low, look at this real quickly, 47 degrees at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. That's pretty cold. The record 32 set in 71. Temperatures currently in the 70s for the most part all over the state at this point. The day planner looks like this for Tuesday. We'll start off into the upper 40s to low 50s. We'll warm though tomorrow. It should be a real nice afternoon. Just a few clouds anticipated late in the day. Temperatures mid to upper 70s across the region. While the National Satellite and Radar picture showing that frontal system extending all the way down now into Texas, Louisiana. That front will blow on through here, it looks like, come Tuesday over the Panhandle. Then you'll start to see some showers late Tuesday night advance, but more so the more concentrated rainfall we'll see, it looks like, on into Wednesday morning when that line moves through. At least this particular model indicating a pretty good chance of some showers and even a few isolated thunderstorms. It doesn't appear that the dynamics are there for severe weather. We'll watch it nonetheless. It's been a relatively quiet winter so far for severe weather. And rainfall forecast, this particular model indicating up to a ½ inch in most areas here along west central Florida. That's if that front holds together. and that line doesn't break up as it moves on in. Current temperatures, things starting to chill out across the northern plains and over the Great Lakes down in the 30s in Cleveland and Chicago, as well as into Toronto, now Boston at 41 degrees. And all that is going to change as some of this cold Arctic air starts to spill a little bit more toward the south and east. As far as that long-range forecast goes, you'll notice that the deep blues and purples continue to hang out in the eastern two-thirds of the nation, and that means we'll stay on the cooler side here for the upcoming week and a half. So up the next 10 days, temperatures will be fairly close to average or slightly below that. For boaters, southeast winds turn to the south. We'll have it 5 to 10 to start today. It'll pick up in the afternoon up to 15 knots. We'll have a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. Here's the 7-day forecast. And a first alert weather day, a disruptive day, especially for drop-off for the kids and your commute on Wednesday morning, as a 70% chance for showers exists. There's about a 20% chance for a few isolated thunderstorms in the mix here as well. Temperatures tomorrow, nice upper 70s, and then we start to cool off for a couple of days. Thursday and Friday looks to be sunny but cool, highs in the upper 60s. Saturday, not too bad, but then Saturday night and Sunday, a rain chance increasing to 80%. And I do believe we'll see a little bit better chance to see some thunderstorms on Sunday, which could turn rather strong. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Bob. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. We are seeing a crash on US 301 in Ellington. It looks like it is affecting traffic in the northbound lanes of I-75, so keep that in mind if you are heading north this evening. Scott?
We're going to look back at the big night in entertainment, which was the Oscars.
Yes.
Right after this.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing, but sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
To be able to just get my son here and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Hollywood celebrating its 90th annual Academy Awards last night as attendees in the Dolby Theater looked back on historical legends. Speakers called for a future of more diverse artists and stories.
Natasha Chen brings us the winners and a look at the memorable moments from Hollywood.
Well, the Best Director and Best Picture honors went to Shape of Water?
The Shape of Water.
Yes, Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway made sure that was the right envelope this time. It was Frances McDormand.
If I may be so honored to have all the female nominees in every category stand with me.
Who created the moment Hollywood will talk about, not just because she won Best Actress for her work in 3 Billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, but because she called on entertainment executives to turn the Me Too movement into tangible results.
Everybody look around, ladies and gentlemen, because we all have stories to tell and projects we need financed.
Her fellow cast member Sam Rockwell took home Best Supporting Actor. Gary Oldman's portrayal of Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour earned him the Best Lead Actor award. Allison Janney won Best Supporting Actress for her role in I, Tonya. And Jordan Peele made history as the first black artist to win Best Original Screenplay for his social thriller, Get Out.
I thought no one would ever make this movie.
Political themes were pervasive throughout the night.
To all the dreamers out there, we stand with you.
They even made it into a musical performance.
Tell the NRA they in God's way. And to the people of Parkland, we say Ashe.
Still, host Jimmy Kimmel made sure to balance those moments, like with the promise of a jet ski to the winner giving the shortest speech.
Costume designer Mark Bridges, bring it out.
He and Helen Mirren delivered on that promise. In Los Angeles, I'm Natasha Chen reporting.
Well, after the show, Best Actress winner Frances McDormand's Oscar night took a turn for the worse. The representative says someone walked off with her Oscar statuette while she was at the governor's ball. The suspect, Terry Bryant, was arrested last night and charged with felony grand theft. Minutes before Bryant was arrested, he posted a video of himself posing with the Oscar and kissing it, even asking other attendees if they wanted a photo with him. McDormand's rep says the actress was reunited with her award late last night.
And the Oscar winner in the Best Animated Film category was Disney's Coco, a film that's won at least almost every award show this season. Students and alumni at Ringling College of Art and Design here in Sarasota have worked on every single Best Animated Film winner since 2003, and this year was no different.
So I actually interned at Pixar this summer, and I got to be a part of the environment working on Coco, and that was an amazing experience, seeing all the hard work and heart and love going into this film, and it was just amazing.
And one of his teachers at Ringling worked on another of this year's Oscar-nominated animated movies, Ferdinand.
Well, we remember last year's Oscars blunder when presenters were handed the wrong envelope for the final Best Award or Best Picture award. The revelation of the real winner, though, Moonlight, changed the life of one Suncoast family.
ABC7's Erica Jackson shares how that recognition has impacted the career of the film's producer, who developed her love for filmmaking here in Sarasota County.
Adela Romansky is a Pineview grad now living full-time in LA, but her life is a lot different now that she's an Oscar winner. She's working non-stop on nearly a dozen productions at one time, including one Netflix series, a film heading to the Sundance Film Festival, award-nominated films, and judging movies for other festivals. She's not at the Academy Awards this year, though. Her mother, Arena, says her daughter isn't a huge fan of big award shows. The family calls Moonlight's Oscars win an unbelievable moment, but admits the infamous mishap took away from the excitement.
As the mother, I wanted to hear what would her speech have been had she been, because she would have been the first speaker. And my daughter said to me later, well, you know what, Mom, when it's all said and done, I've got the trophy.
That's sure a good way to look at it. The family credits Pineview's education programs for Adela's success in Hollywood and her love for theater and production. And with her busy schedule, it's unclear when she'll be back in Sarasota County and able to visit her alma mater. Back to you.
Some great talent right here on the Suncoast.
We'll be right back with more news and your forecast for the work week. Stay with us.